Hey everybody, movie review next door here, and really not gonna have much to say about this movie, but I did still want to do a longer review. I've been trying to do more of these since I haven't been very active, Even though work has been slowing down, I'm getting less and less hours all the time, and I actually didn't go in today because I wasn't feeling that good, but to take my mind off of it, I watched a movie that I was curious about, and after seeing it, I'm not mad, I'm not happy about it. It's just kinda, it's okay. I had no glaring problems with it. It's just things that I kinda wish had been done better, or, just done a bit weird, like, let me just get off the bat. This is a film called Blue Tiger. It's from 1994. I knew really nothing about it other than Virginia Madsen stars in it. Who is Virginia Madsen, you might be asking? She's an actress that's been working for a long time. She's been in 102 movies. She was in Candyman. She was the main character in Candyman. She was in Dune, The Rainmaker, Red Riding Hood, The Haunting from '99, The Prophecy. She was in Highlander 2, Firewall. She's been in a lot of movies. The Astronaut Farmer. Oh god. Oh, different movie. Never mind. But yeah, she's a pro. I won't say that she's a fantastic actress. I think she does good in this movie for what she needs to do. And I just think that in this film she does fine. Oh my god, I almost forgot the frickin' plot. So it's basically just your normal revenge plot for the most part. It's nothing really complex. A woman, Gina Hayes, is out costume shopping for Halloween with her son. Her son gets caught in the crossfire of this Yakuza hitman who he just accidentally shoots through a guy and hits him. And Gina swears to get vengeance, or to get revenge. The other actors, Toru Nakamura, who played Seiji, he was there. It's one of those acting performances where you can tell that the actor's clearly from Japan and does not know much English. He doesn't speak more than probably 10 words of English in the film. He's mostly silent, and if he does talk, he speaks in Japanese. I do wish Ryo Ishibashi was this character instead. I do like him a lot more. Ryo Ishibashi's decent in this. He still has a bit of some issues speaking in English. I know he's gotten better with that, but yeah, for the most part, he's alright. And freaking, where is he here? Harry Dean Stanton as Smith. Some posters list him as the second star. He's not the second star. He's not in the film that much. He has 3 not very long scenes. He's alright. But yeah, this film, what works with it? There is some nice cinematography. There are some very nice shots. There's a shot after Gina Hayes gets a gun and she's got it pointed at the ceiling. She's in her bra, just thinking about getting revenge, and the camera's spinning around her, and then it cuts as soon as she pulls the trigger. I thought there was some nice camera work, some nice editing. When there is action, it's well done. but there isn't really that much action. I was expecting a bit more action. I know this is like more of a crime thriller than an action thriller, but... And it's not that I need every movie to have action. It's like a movie like this, I'd expect a lot of action, you know? Given that it's about Yakuza and all that. Given how ruthless they are. The acting from Virginia Madsen, she's fine, for the most part, and yeah, I think there's some solid direction here, especially for what could have just been another throwaway direct-to-video film, or, yeah, like direct-to-video thriller from the 90s. Which, not to say direct-to-video films are any less than theatrical films, not at all what I'm saying. It's just there's films like this, like The Hitman, with Yancey Butler and what's-his-face, that like, I don't think are bad movies, not at all. It's just, I'm weirded out by the one, that these are the ones that get, like, restorations and all that. Like, 4K restorations. The Hit List got a fucking 4K restoration. Like, not that the film didn't look beautiful, it does look beautiful in the 4K restoration, but the fact that that's the one that got it kind of annoyed me, because I was like, there are better films than this. But yeah, the negative of this film. I'm not going to have a lot of negative. I will go on to say, like, what I think could have been done better. But, of course, Toru Nakamura, I do think he should have been recast. I didn't really buy any of his arcs, his character arcs. I do think that the characters, the Yakuza characters should have had more backstory, especially also for Gina Hayes. I found it a bit harder to care because we barely get to know them, and I understand some of the many revenge movies that I like do the whole thing where it's like, oh, you learn a teeny bit about them and then they get shot, or the person dies and then they get revenge, and it's supposed to be the shock of it. Shock wears off after a little bit. With the action, I do wish the action was in more of the film. For the most part, the action takes place at the beginning and end. The end actually has a pretty nice, decently long action scene, like extended shootout, that I actually found quite impressive, which for this film, which obviously did not have a very high budget. Even though I can't find the budget, I can tell. There's also a nice practical explosion, which was really cool to see. But yeah, I do wish the action was spread throughout, given that the poster is Virginia Madsen with a gun, and she does have a gun in the film. It's not a whole Natasha Henstridge bit where she's in all these movies and in the poster she's holding a gun, but she never touches a gun or let alone uses one in the film. This here, she uses it once, which I was kind of pissed about. I was looking forward to her doing a bit of Death Wish type of thing. That's not what this is. And even knowing what this is supposed to be, I just found it kind of weak. Like, not bad, just weak. Like I've seen this film before. But yeah, just what I think the film could have done better. I do think Virginia Madsen, I do think that her acting could have used work in many parts. The parts where she finds out who the killer is didn't really work for me. Her acting really needed some work there. Especially Toru Nakamura, he shouldn't have been in the film. If he wanted to be in the film, I think that all of his scenes between him and Virginia Madsen should have been done in Japanese, since Virginia Madsen learns Japanese at one point in the film, so I don't understand why they wouldn't. That could actually be interesting, and it could give some chemistry between the two. The action, spread out the action a bit more. If you're going to have that amount of action, spread it throughout the film. Take some of that last act action and put it in the middle, in some way. that's just my opinion on how that should be done. Like with Luc Besson films, he doesn't really make action films, he more makes dramas or thrillers with action elements. Like with Anna, there's one big action scene near the beginning. There's a action montage in the middle, and then there's a big action scene at the end. That was enough action for like 3 movies. But he spread it out in a way and paced the movie very well so that you got character moments, then action, character moments, then action, character moments, then action. And that's how I think you should do this. I think Luc Besson has perfected it to an art. But yeah, this film, I can see it being redone. Who would I cast in the main role? I wouldn't mind Olga Kurylenko, though seeing a Ukrainian woman speaking Japanese, it's kind of odd. Not that it couldn't work, it's just that Virginia Madsen blends in these like little Tokyo places as a white woman who knows Japanese. So I don't know if a Ukrainian woman would work, but I would like to see Olga Kurylenko in something like that. Yeah, it's kind of hard to think of other actors, but yeah, I really don't have much to say about this film. I don't even know if I'd check out any of this director's other films. He did another movie called Solo with Mario Van Peebles as a part man, part robot, and something called Terror in the Mall, which is like a disaster thriller, but yeah. I don't really recommend Blue Tiger. I think it's a time waster at best. I think that if you do see it, you'll think it's alright. There are other people that say this is one of the better direct-to-video films. I can point you to many others. I just can't think of their names right now. But I know that I've reviewed a lot of better direct-to-video thrillers. But yeah. That's about all I had to say. If you liked the review, let me know in the comments. And movie review next door out.